Hi, thanks for joining today's video. If you follow this channel, you'll know that I'm a fan of Dapol's Class 52 and Class 68 locomotives, as well as their cost-effective freight wagon range. For today, I'm not going to talk about any specific models, but I want to cover three things that Dapol have done that I would love to see other manufacturers follow suit. The first of these is their locomotive packaging. Dapol's locomotives tend to be on the heavier side, and their packaging has evolved to provide what has now become a best-in-class in terms of locomotive protection. The Hatton's Class 66 and the Irish Railway model's recent A-Class have come in similar packaging, which is to be welcomed. Other manufacturers of heavier locomotives, please take note. And if you're in any doubt as to the importance of good packaging, we'll have put a link in the description to issues I had previously with the Murphy Model's Class 201 locomotive, which was kind of a mid-range in terms of weight locomotive, but that was damaged because the packaging really wasn't up to scratch. And today we do have other locomotives from other vendors who are in a similar position. So it is important, if you intend to send your locomotive through the post or receive it through the post, well then the packaging needs to be up to scratch. And that's what the Dapol packaging is today. The second item is something that I'll come back to in a future video, and that is the provision of a downloadable electronic catalogue. Dapol publish their catalogue online, similar to the other manufacturers, but they're the only one who provide a download option for the entire catalogue in PDF form. In an era of reducing carbon footprint, the resulting reduction in paper and emissions due to delivery are to be lauded, as is the sheer convenience for modelers, who can now download a catalogue as soon as it is available and archive catalogues without consuming valuable shelf space in their homes. For Dapol, they can always up-issue the catalogue as required to reflect any changes in plans, so it's a win-win for all. I'm not saying do away with the paper catalogues altogether. Model shops and collectors will want paper copies, for example, but I think most of the rest of us would be more than happy to work with the electronic versions. Let me know what you think in the comments. The last item is another potential carbon and cost saver for models, and that is the provision of replacement body shells, or alternative body shells as the case may be. Imagine purchasing one full version of a well-equipped locomotive including sound, and then being able to swap body shells in the different livery variants you are interested in, or a weathered version in the same livery, for example. It won't tend to work across generation boundaries of a locomotive due to underbody and bogie differences, but within a given class generation, this could be a very cost-effective way of covering your liveries of interest without having to shell out a small fortune for multiple full locomotives. Even if this involves some small compromises in terms of prototype alignment, I think I could happily live with that to gain the benefits. Dapol used to have a more comprehensive stock of replacement Class 68 body shells than they currently have, but at £15 a pop, it's no surprise they've sold most of them. I'd be happy to pay twice that to get this sort of flexibility. You can think of a number of locomotives from other manufacturers that could follow this approach without compromising prototype alignment. Think of the Class 60s and 67s from Hornby, or the Class 57s and 66s from Bachmann for starters. Locomotives would have to be designed to make optimum use of this approach, but there's no rocket science here, just a willingness to support your customer base in a better way. What are your thoughts on this one? Would you be happy to sacrifice some underbody or bogie detail for the sake of being able to swap in a new body shell to get your second or third favourite livery for a particular class? Let me know in the comments. So well done to Dapol for what they've done in these three areas, and here's hoping some of the other manufacturers will follow suit in the not too distant future. The last two items can be seen as a contribution to reducing waste and emissions and helping the planet. So how about it, guys? Thanks for joining today. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video. In the meantime, happy modelling.